everyone. I'm making this video just to share my experiences and views of the Open University because I've been with them since 2010, I think now. So I've had quite a lot of experience with it, made a lot of mistakes with it, and I just wanted to make a video to explain it to everyone because a lot of people I speak to now still don't really have a clue what it is or what it's not. So basically, the Open University is a legitimate university. All the degrees you can get are exactly the same as from any other brick university. They do accredited degrees just the same, such as the psychology degree. Sorry, is accredited in the same way as it would be any other university. Excuse me. Sorry. And because you usually hear this thing of people kind of, I think, being put off by the Open University because it is um, they worry that they're not going to be able to use it in their career the same as anywhere else, but you will. They have degree ceremonies just the same, where you go with your hat and do all that kind of stuff. So it is legitimate. Don't think it's not. And in a way, it's probably actually better for your career in the future if you have a degree from the Open University, I think. And I think a lot of other people think this as well, like employers and things. And I think they really favour it. I know a job that I'm starting on Monday, I would not have got if it wasn't for my studying with the Open University, and I still haven't even finished my degree. So that just shows how powerful it actually is. There's no way I would have got this job without they basically put it as in I'd proven myself that I was dedicated, I put the time in and worked hard off my own back. So the motivation I have for my career really shows in an Open University qualification because nobody's there pushing you to do it or telling you what to do. It's completely off your own back. So I think it really shows motivation and, stuff. um, so yeah, that's kind of, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew it was a legitimate thing before I started going into it. The reason why I started with the Open University, well, before I started, I think I was 19, and I was at college, but I was just working part time, like in a shop and in a hotel, and I was at college, but I didn't know what on earth I wanted to do, and I was just kind of messing about. I wasn't thinking. I thought I was just really young, and I had a lot of time, and I didn't have to think about careers and things then, so I didn't. um, and then I got pregnant with my daughter, and that kind of changed everything. That kind of made me think, oh dear God, I have to do something with my life, but what do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. So I didn't, for one thing, I hated school. I went through 3 different schools, and then finally I dropped out in year 9, which is when you're 14 in England. And my mum put down that I was homeschooled, but I was never homeschooled. I just did it myself, and I took my GCSEs through. They're called ICS. It's like a long distance learning. It's really similar to Open University, so it's not surprising that I've gone on to do the Open University. I did my exams, my GCSEs through ICS, and did better than anybody else that I actually went to school with. So, I did it off my own back. I was far more motivated than if I was at school. I think everyone just learns in completely different ways. And, we have to understand that, and there has to be things to work with it. Everyone just can't just learn in the same way. For me, going to a brick university, I think I'd hate it because I'm really not good at long-term commitments. And so it was terrifying to me because I'd have to go and do A levels first, which I just didn't want to do them. I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. And then I'd have to decide what degree I wanted to do and get a massive loan and do it. And if I dropped out, then I was like a failure, and it was just too much pressure for me, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And that's, yeah. So instead, I found the Open University and realised that you can just pick different modules. So you can just start off, and there's modules at like 30 points and 60 points. 30 points obviously smaller than 60 points. You start off at level 1, which is like the first year of university. So you pick a module, you can pick it in any subject you want. And this for me was perfect. So I just started out and picked the most random modules just to try them and see what I liked, really. And it worked really well. But it did take me a long time to find something that I liked. So this is why it's taken quite a lot, many years to get a degree, which is kind of annoying, but in a way it's not, because I've really found what I'm passionate about now. So that's, yeah, so I've got a list of my modules. I did quit quite a few, which was my plan anyway, so I don't think I'm like some kind of failure, because I'm not. I think you have to try things and fail often in order to succeed, which was one of the mottos of one of the modules I did. I can't remember which it was. But anyway, so I started off in 2010. At that point, I was really into playing World of Warcraft, and I just wanted to like work for Blizzard and be like some kind of games programmer. So I thought I'd give it a go. And that was a level 1 30-point module, which I passed with flying colours. I did quite enjoy it, but I wasn't passionate about it. It was just something I thought I could make a career out of to make money, but then I realised that I wanted a career that I was actually happy doing and not just about making money and living. Then next, 2011, I did T175, which is I think that's a level 1 60-pointer. It's networked living, information and communication technologies. Do not ask me why I picked this, because I don't know. I just thought, oh, I'll have a go. I didn't like it. I did, in the modules, you get a certain amount of, they are called tutor marked assignments, or TMAs, where they're like essays or questions that you have to answer to send to your tutor, who marks them and sends you back and gives you feedback. And you get an assess overall average score of your TMAs that goes towards your final mark on the module. So I did all the TMAs in T175, got averages of about 80 in them, so all good and stuff. But then I decided about 2 months before the exam, some modules have exams, some don't, by the way. I decided about 2 months before the exam I couldn't be bothered. I think at that point my daughter was about 6 months old. I just moved to the other end of the country randomly, where I knew nobody and had no family and nothing. And it was all just a bit of a crazy time. So I was just like, I know I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. So I did quit that. And then in the same year, I started U101, which is design thinking for the 21st century. And it was my favourite module ever. It was only level 1, but it was 60 points, so it's quite bigger. But it was so much fun, and it was completely different from anything I'd ever done before. And that's the good thing about being able to pay for one specific module at a time instead of the whole qualification is really good, because you just test out these little things. And design thinking was really it just opened my eyes to a completely different way of learning. And if anyone, I don't know if that module's still going, but if it is, you should do it, because I don't want to be a designer or anything like that, but my phone's ringing, but I'm gonna leave it, I think, because I don't want to start this again. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. But what was I saying? Yeah, if you get the chance, do U101. It's really creative, and it just brings out like the creativeness inside you, and it lets you do things that you've never done before, like just doodling, and it's really good like for creative expression. So I love that module. And that's really when I started finding what I was passionate about, and I think that's what kicked it all off. So yeah, love that module. 2012, I started T211, which I don't know what it is, but I haven't got it written down what the name of it was, but it would be something to do with information technology, computers or something. It was a 60-point level 2, so it's quite hefty. Level 2 is a big step up from level 1. It's like the equivalent to second year of university. I did 2 TMAs in that and then quit because I didn't like it. Then I started another module, social science, quit it again. And then in 2013, I did DSE 212, Exploring Psychology, and absolutely loved it. It was the hardest module I've ever done. It's a 60-point level 2, but it was the hardest module I've ever done. I think it was the hardest thing I've probably ever done. It was a lot of reading. I'm just going to show you some of the materials to give you an idea of the kind of thing you get. Oh, this is all my studying stuff. I'm just knocking things over. Okay, these are the books for Exploring Psychology. But they are really heavy and huge. And yeah, there's a lot of reading. I'll just give you a note. They're really good quality materials. I cannot fault the quality whatsoever. Obviously it differs between modules. I like modules where you get the actual books, you just get them through the post and they're yours to keep and write on and do whatever you want. A lot of the modules materials that I've had I've just gotten rid of because it's not any use to me, but things like the psychology books are like invaluable. These would cost a fortune like to buy, and it's all included within the module price, so it's, you know, it's really good. So I will be keeping these forever, but they were a nightmare to go through. And the assignments I have somewhere, oh, they're in a folder over there, but I probably shouldn't show you them anyway because I don't know. I think they do probably change them every year, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to get told off or, you know, giving anyone ideas for TMAs or anything. So, And then I did the exam for Exploring Psychology in June last year, and it was tough, but I really revised my arse off, and it paid off because I got a distinction for the module, so I was really happy about that. I'm currently doing 2 modules. I'm doing a level 1 30-pointer and a level 2 30, which it has been fine at the minute, but I start a new job on Monday, like I said, and it's full-time, and I'm a full-time single parent, so it's gonna be tough. But one of them is nearly finished. It ends in February, I think, and that is D240. It's counselling, exploring fear and sadness, which I'm really enjoying because there's a lot of psychology mixed in with it and counselling theory, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that, and I know that this is what I want to do now, and it's something that I'm interested in. The other one I'm doing is SDK 125, and it's an introduction to health sciences, a case study approach. I'm doing this because I like to have a wide range of knowledge. I don't just want to do psychology because I don't want to be a psychologist. So I'm not doing the psychology degree, like the accredited psychology degree, but I am doing the open degree because I just like having the flexibility to fit in everything that I'm interested in. This is why I did the health sciences, because I think if you have modules in health sciences, psychology, counselling, mix them all together, you kind of get a really big overall picture, and they all do overlap like really nicely. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, and it's all going good. I've just finished an assignment yesterday that isn't actually due until February, so I'm really ahead. I thought I'd get ahead for this new job starting, because it's probably going to be quite a nightmare. And I have another assignment for my other module that I'm going to start today, which is comparing the existential approach to mindfulness, which is like right up my street. If anyone watches my other videos, you'll know that's like, I could talk about that stuff for hours. So yeah, it's just so good, the feeling of doing something that you actually enjoy and actually getting somewhere, even though it is taking me a lot of time. Now, how it works with the Open University, which I wasted many years not understanding, was you start off for the degrees, you have to build up 120 credits at level 1 first, and then you can apply for your certificate in higher education. So that can be done in 1 year, like 2 60-pointers, or you can spread it out over 2 or 3 or whatever. Then you move on to the second year, and this level 2, and it's another 120 points at level 2. Again, you can spread it out or whatever, but I would advise you do start at level 1 and work up, because the gap is really huge. I am actually dreading starting my first level 3 module this year, so it's a bit what was I saying? Yeah, and then you get your diploma in higher education, and then you can do 300 points to make up a degree, which is I think it's just like unclassified, uncredited, unclassified, I think it's called. Just like your average degree, 300 points. Or you can add another 60 on and get a degree with honours, which is what I'm doing. I think I currently have about 290 credits, so I don't have far to go now, but I am going to spread it out, I think, over the next 2 years. You do get a set amount of time to finish your degree, but it is quite long, and I've got until 2017. So to say I started in 2010, I've had 7 years, and it's been my own fault for, quitting things and trying different things, but I'm glad I did it in the end, because if I'd have just gone to normal brick university, I probably would have been stuck doing, like I wanted to do computing in the beginning or programming. I'd have been stuck in something like that, spent a hell of a lot of money and not be very happy. So I think it's a really good idea, and I really think that normal brick universities should have this kind of option where they do have like this flexible approach to modules, because I think it will be beneficial to a lot of young people who really don't know. How can you know what you want to do like as soon as you leave college? You can't, because you haven't had the life experience to even know who you are, never mind what you want to do. So I think it's a bit ridiculous. This is why the Open University has people from all different ages. I mean, there's people in their 60s doing degrees, which is amazing. That's what I'll be doing. But I think it's great for young people as well, because it allows you to work at the same time. And these days, having work experience is just as, if not more important than having qualifications. So being able to get work experience at the same time as getting your degree is just like the best way to go, which is what I've done. And also, if you are a parent, a single parent, or just normal parent, have your own family, and care for somebody else, then this is the option for you. There is financial support available to help people who are in low-income jobs or families, which I think is really good, because you don't have the pressure of having to get this big giant loan, which I think puts so many people off, especially nowadays because the fees are so high. I mean, the Open University fees have gone up with everywhere else, but they have different ways you can pay. You can get financial support, which has paid for a few of my modules fully, which is very lucky. But a few I have had to pay for, you can pay for them, and they have certain ways which you can pay. If you just ring them up and tell them your situation, they'll sort it. They're really good. That's the other thing. The student support is really good. I've never had a problem with that. The only thing I have had a problem with is you do miss out on the whole social aspect of university life. But if you're not into that, then it's fine. But I really, really missed out on that. And because I was a single parent as well, which is very isolating in itself, and because I moved to a whole different part of the country, where I knew no one, I had no friends, which was, a ridiculous thing to do, but I did it. I was even more isolated. And so studying at home without anyone to talk to about it was quite difficult. But now I think it's getting easier as the internet is like expanding, and there's Facebook groups for every modules, which I love, and I'm on there all the time, moaning about assignments and the usual student type thing. There is tutorials, which are usually once a month, once every 2 months. They are quite annoying because they are in random places and they might be quite far to travel to get to, but if you can get to them, go. I live in Lancashire. My closest place where I go for tutorials, there's some in Preston, which I live really close to, but I have travelled to Manchester on occasions, and Birmingham on one occasion as well. There are day schools that you can go to, which is like a 9 to 3, I think, full on, day school, usually before an exam. There are online tutorials as well. using, it's kind of like Skype. I can't remember what it's called. How bad is that? I've used it for like years. Yeah, it's just like an online meeting area, um, where you can use video, voice, and things like that. Um, so yeah, there is so many good things about it, but the other thing is that if you're not motivated to actually really want to do it, you're not going to do it. Um, by having being able to do one module at a time, I think it does spur you on a bit more because you can do one, and then like the pride you get from finishing it really does egg you on, and you really want to do another and another and build it up. So I would definitely say that people should think about it as a serious option for their further education. I think it's been amazing for me. It's fitted in with my life perfectly. I'm not going to say it's easy because it's not. It has been so tough. There's been many sleepless nights. You know, I had to pull so many all-nighters to get assignments in, there's deadlines, and for the exams are very stressful, and the revision, you know, is really hefty for some modules. And it's, I think if you were at a brick university, obviously you'd have your tutor to ask or to discuss things, and you can email your tutor whenever you want. Some modules, you know, people know that are with the Open University, some modules the tutors are better than others. It all just depends. So really you are on your own with it. You do have a study calendar on the student homepage where it tells you what what you need to be doing every week to keep you on track. I'm usually way behind on the study calendar, which is when you get behind it's just horrendous, especially when you're behind on reading and you have work and babies and I thought about quitting fully like so many times. And last year I remember, I think it was when I was revising for my exploring psychology exam, I think. Oh, I think it was like the last TMA. I was literally just on the floor on my bedroom, surrounded by papers, just crying because it's just it was just that horrendous. But when it's finished and when I walked out of that exam room, and I just knew that I'd totally aced it. Because the questions that came up, I was just really lucky. The questions that came up was exactly what I'd revised for. So yeah, I was really lucky. But as soon as I walked out, I was just like, yes! It's like that Rocky moment. It's amazing. So I probably have about another 2 years to go before I finish my degree. I could do it all in a year. I could do my level 3 in a year if I wanted to, but working full time, being a full time mom at the same time, I'm not rushing it because I want a good degree classification in the end. So I'm not going to rush it. I'm taking my time, slowly plodding on, getting there. Can't wait for the day that comes where I finally get to go to my degree ceremony, which will be amazing. So I really just wanted to make this video to give you all a bit of an idea. If you're thinking about starting with the Open University, I'd say just do it. Try a module, see how it goes. Distance learning isn't for everyone, but it definitely is for me. I really don't like sitting in a classroom, having to go at certain times. I mean, this is my favourite thing about the Open University. I'll just show you. I've just been working on an assignment right now in my pyjamas. You can just sit in your pajamas in bed doing what you want. I love that. I love the freedom of that, but it is tough as well keeping the discipline to actually do it. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about anything to do with the Open University, just send me a message or leave a comment because I do know quite a lot about it. Made a lot of mistakes, and yeah, I learned a lot of things as well. So I love Open University so much, and I would never change it for the world. So maybe I'd make it free. That'd be good. But yeah. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.